stack. Actually, I just covered like Valentina. He has like she has like another meeting at the same time. So well, I just here just to make sure that everybody to connect to the meeting, right? So
Okay.
just you're okay. Here you go. Hey, how are you two?
Good, how are you?
Hi, good afternoon.
Well, sure. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me on this call. Well, I'm Santiago. I'm a recruiter here in Full Stack. So basically, I'm just here just to present you Cristiano. Cristiano is a senior software engineer from Full Stack, right? So actually, I'm just here in the meeting just to make sure that everybody's going to connect to the meeting. I'm going to disconnect in a couple seconds, but also if you need anything from my side, you also have my email. Also, you have like the email from the other recruiter from Full Stack. So feel free to reach out if you need anything from our side. So well, that's going to be pretty much from my side. So I expect that you guys have an excellent interview, and well, if you need anything, feel free to contact us. All right?
All
Okay,
right, sounds
right.
good. Thank you,
All right.
Santiago.
Have a good
Bye.
one. Bye bye.
Hello.
Hello.
You're Cristiano?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, nice. What does your Google said another name? Hoven.
Yeah. I am logged on another account here. Sorry for
Oh, okay, okay.
that.
Got you, got you. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining this call. Do you wanna introduce yourself a little bit?
Okay. I'm a software developer. I work as a software developer 17 years ago. I started working, and I always worked with Java and related technologies. So, for
Mm,
instance, Java full stack using JSP, JSF, on more recent times using Spring and other microservice architecture. I have experience developing REST applications too, both for the back end and on the front end, the client side using Angular, React, uh, application native for mobile, especially using Java for Android, but I had a little experience with Kotlin too, Kotlin multi-platform, and Flutter. So that's a very brief, but my most strong experience is with Java on the backend side and
that's yeah.
SQL and those technologies.
Great, great, great. I love to hear that. My name is Sherry. I'm a system engineer at Uber. I have been here for 5 years, and our team is called BizTech. It used to be called IT Eng. What we work on is internal products at Uber. So internal applications and integrations. So as a system engineer, I mostly build people tech integrations between our HR platform. It's a SaaS application called Workday and other internal and external tools. So we build Java integrations as well as like Workday integrations. Um, so that's what I do. And our team is not just focused on HR integrations. We also have our own integration development tool called Medley. That's a Java based middleware platform where you can send and store data between different systems, internal or external. And our team also works on other tools. One is called Hoover, which is a employee directory tool. So there's a bunch of internal stuff that our team works on. Our team is about my manager has about 8 people under him, and as well as a few EXTs. So we have hired EXTs from Full Stack Labs for front end, back end, and we're trying to look for one more person to join the team to help out with some of our development. For this particular role, I think we're trying to hire for a full stack engineer. So you're expected to have experience in Java and as well as some kind of front end knowledge. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Which front end technology do you use at Uber?
I don't work on front end, but I
Uh,
believe the team uses React and Angular both.
okay, great.
So I don't know which one's used for which, but I think both are being used here. Um, and for backend, mostly Java. Um, yeah, I think mostly Java. Some of our team members use Go, but I don't think it's needed for this particular role.
Okay,
Um,
good.
yeah. Can you talk a little bit about the projects you've worked on for front and back end and what you're currently working on?
Okay, good. Well, on the past 5 years, I had worked most of the time using Angular on the front end, and for the back end, Java with Spring using microservices and APIs. So, from the most old to the most recent, uh, I was 5 years ago working at the Sprint and T-Mobile merge as an IBM consultant. There, my role was to make a lot of small changes on a lot of different systems to support the merge of these two companies. Uh, After that, I moved to Dell Computer, the computer manufacturing company, uh, from a Brazilian consultants company called the Stefanini. And there at Dell we had Angular on the front end and Java with REST on the back end. It was the same tech stack there. I had the opportunity to work on. It was not a lot of these different systems as it was on T-Mobile, but it was not only one system I worked on this team. So to give you one example, we had systems that take care of business rules for warranty of Dell, and some others take care of device management. So when you buy a Dell machine, there was a code associated with that device, and I was responsible for functionality where I had to add more one more position on that code in order to support the number of machines they were building. After that, I moved to a Brazilian company to be part of a tool automated payment system. It's something you tag you put on your car, so when you are driving on the highway, you don't have to stop to pay the tool. You are charged automatically. It was a system built with Angular, the part where the client was interacting to see his usage of this machine and put more money and things like that. And I was responsible for a cell phone charging system to maintain on this one, and the other one was a system built from the scratch. So I built some functionalities there in both sides, the Angular front end. So I designed the screens. In fact, there was a designer who built a prototype or a mock-up of the screen. Then I write that in code using Angular, and for the backend, I built Java APIs to support this operation. Right, it was for a banking company of Brazil. After that, I worked on a Brazilian payment company, which is a company that rents credit card machines for stores, and I worked only on the back end there. It was using Java 17 and microservices, REST microservices API. We had Fang clients in order to call external APIs. So I was part of a task where I had to call government APIs in order to pass some information we have here in Brazil. Uh, and after that, I moved to a full stack position where I'm currently working on, which is for a health company of the United States. They are on the business of blood donations. And there I started working on legacy systems with Java, which were built using struts GSP Bootstrap, and I had to add new functionalities on the system. And currently I'm working on a React based system where I do new screens, and I build new screens and add fields and change validation uh, algorithms, and on the React part, and it has a backend part which interacts with this frontend. So this is a brief of what I did on the past 5 years.
Nice, nice. That's good to hear. When you build these front and back end projects, are you responsible for development as well as system design, or mostly just development?
Most development, sometimes we had on Scrum, we had meetings to make decisions about architecture things, but my role was most as a developer.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I think what you worked on is suitable. Like it sounds like it could like similar to what the projects we're going to have here. So that will work out pretty well.
Okay,
Um,
great.
are you familiar with? Have you worked with SaaS applications before, like Salesforce or Workday, or like Oracle?
No, I never worked with them. I use it as a user, but never as a
Mhm.
developer.
I see, I see. That's fine. So I mostly work on Workday backend integrations as well as other integrations, but you don't need to know SaaS application integrations because I'll help you. Like when we build integrations from like extracting data outside of Workday, I'll help you like build like a REST endpoint report as a service, and then it will be like a XML format, and then you can extract that data and then build on top of it. I think the first project we're going to work on is involving like extracting all the data objects from Workday, all the field objects from Workday. That involves like worker object, payroll object, like location, all that. So it's about like 50,000 fields, and then develop like sort out the relationship between these fields, how they're dependent on each other, and we'd like to build a graph as well as like a list on how the fields are dependent on each other when you search them up. So um, I don't know if you're familiar with building out graphs, nodes and edges, but have
Uh,
you worked on that?
Not yet. I work more with relational database and sometimes
Yeah.
in memory database, but graphs are something
Oh,
I
that's
don't
fine.
see since the college.
Yeah, if that's something you're interested in, we could like work on it.
Yeah,
It'll
for
be
sure.
something new.
It's something
And
I need to learn more about it, but it's something I'm interested.
yeah, I mean there will be documentations at Uber that we can take a look. We can use Neo4j to build out the graph um, relationship, or there's a service at Uber called ugraph. It's a graph as a service team, and then we can use their team's knowledge as well. And once we build out the graph and the like search button, it need you to like build a web page on our internal website to display the data and the relationships, etc.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's the first project we're going to work on, but there will be more afterwards, depending on your interest. So, um, yeah, we're also trying to build out this data hub uh, tool where it extracts and stores data and create like have its own like security process so users can request what kind of data they want to get and get like it will streamline the approval and stuff. So that's another project.
Okay, got it. Sounds good.
Yeah, so it will be like a lot of these internal projects that you'll be working on, if that's something you're interested in.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sounds very interesting to learn
Yeah,
to use
great, great.
graphics with Java. Sounds good.
Yeah. So the like for this round of interview, we're just like getting to know your background. But for next round, I'm gonna tell Mauru, do you know the recruiter? I'm gonna tell him to schedule you with our senior engineer, Java engineer, and he's going to question you on your backend Java knowledge as well as SQL knowledge. Um, and yeah, that would be the next step. And I think, yeah, there's just these 2 rounds total.
Okay, sounds good. So this round and another one.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. But I think your background is like pretty good and very fitting, and you have a lot of experience in Java. So it like when as long as you pass the next round, I think we should be good.
Okay, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Nice, nice. Um, are you working Brazil time?
In fact, currently I work on the time of Mississippi, which
Oh,
now is about, let me see,
the hour behind you.
yes, 1 hour behind me. In
Nice.
fact, it used to be true, but now they are on summertime. Are you from United States?
Yes, we're in California. So
Okay,
we're on West Coast time zone, which is 3 hours behind you, but we
okay,
can find like a middle ground. Like you can work Brazil hours, that's fine.
okay. I
And
can work California hours for me. It's okay, it's better.
okay, nice, nice. And we'll set up like sync meetings on project updates and next steps and stuff. So we'll set it up in a time zone that just works for both of us.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So once you start working, um, I'll be acting as your manager, kind of, and then my manager will also be kind of acting as like a supervisor, and we'll be working on it together. Uh, you and a few other engineers.
Okay, sounds good.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Do you have any questions?
Uh, no, from my side, as far as I could understand, it's interaction with this Workday and SAS service. So to
Mhm.
extract this information using Java and expose it as a REST service, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay,
That's one. Yeah, that's the first
the
project, and
first project. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
for me sounds good. No more questions from my side.
Okay, okay, that's good. And I'll just let Maru know so he can schedule you for another round, and then we can go from there.
Okay, sounds good.
Hey, thank you so much, Cristiano.
Thank you too. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Entrevista. Show, mano. Entrevistinha legal pra caramba, rapidinho, 20 minutinhos, né? Bom, no mínimo deu pra falar inglês um pouco. Não sei, né? Falou que tem mais uma etapa só, um processo curto. Não sei, não tenho experiência nesse negócio de grafo aí, mas valeu a conversa. Achei interessante o projeto deles lá, né? Tem que aprender, tem esse lado de aprender grafo, velho. Aprender não, relembrar, né? Porque já faz muitos anos, mas de uma maneira ou de outra é isso. Tomara que dê certo.